I don't know if I want the light on or if I want it off. Okay, we'll just keep it on so we can see because it's going to be getting dark soon. So, hi YouTube, it's me, Jennifer Fortune, and we're just going to jump right into the video. Jump right into the video. Have y'all ever met somebody and you're like, dang, why don't you just love yourself? Why don't you just treat yourself good? Why are you always putting yourself down? Why are you always self-destructing? Why don't you just cry already? Why don't you go hug a tree? Seriously, why don't you go sunbathing? Why don't you go take a hot bath and just relax and sit with your thoughts? No, some of these people don't do that. So today's topic is going to be narcissists don't love themselves, which means if you don't love yourself, you cannot love anybody else. Yeah, we all know at least one, and these days so many people are self-destructive. They don't love themselves. They're always putting themselves down. They're always putting themselves in bad situations, which means they don't love themselves. Now, I'm not saying that just because everybody's like that means that they're a narcissist, because that's not what I'm saying. But this is what today, narcissists don't love themselves, so they can't love anybody. And you want to know why they're not capable of loving you the way you want them to love you. Why? Well, I wrote down nine explanations, but there's so many more, and there's so many topics, but I wrote down 9, and I don't know if we're going to go over all of them. I got plenty of time, so I'm going to try to get through them as detailed as I can. Narcissists cannot love anybody because they don't love themselves. And what do I mean by that? Like, they have very low self-esteem. Excuse me. Oh God. Just like with any and everything, with a narcissist, you don't know that they're anything because they hide everything in the beginning. They have on a mask in the beginning until you realize who they really are. You realize that they've been lying to you the whole time. They even lie to themselves. That's another form of self-hate, not loving. So if they lie to themselves and they can't keep it real with themselves, how can they do it seriously? How can they do it for you? How can they do it for your kids? How can they do it for your family, their family, anybody's family? They have the first one, they have really low self-esteem. They don't show it, but they do. They have very low self-esteem, and they put on a mask for everything. But in this situation, they put a mask on like they're happy, like they take care of themselves, like they're fine with their image physically, they're fine with their physique. I'm telling you, no, they're not. They don't love their body, they don't love their physique, they don't love anything about themselves. I'm telling you. And this is if they're a narcissist. They're going to be very, God, what's the word? They're going to have very high self-esteem in the beginning, but that's not how they feel about themselves. They actually, on the inside, I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. But they hate themselves. They hate themselves. We're going to get into why they hate themselves later. So that was the first one. They really do have low self-esteem. So that takes me to the second thing. That's why they bully people. Because y'all know the biggest bullies are the softest on the inside. Narcissists have very fragile egos. They're very prideful. They work out of pride and ego. They're very egotistic. So, but they're soft on the inside, but they're big bullies. But that's why they have low self-esteem. But they bully others because I've been bullied, you've been bullied, we all been bullied, but we can take it. Narcissists cannot take it. Like I said, they're the biggest bullies, but they're the hardest to fall. They cannot handle criticism. And this is what narcissists do. They think everybody's after them, and they know how the world works. That's one reason why they turn into a narcissist. So they have to bully you to make sure that they don't get bullied. I'm gonna bully everybody so nobody messes with me. So everybody knows I'm the top dog. That's what goes on in the delusional mind. But really nobody's worried about them. But they're very fragile. But you know, people who, I'm telling you, the people who act the biggest and the baddest have hard head makes a soft butt. That is all they are. So they have to bully people because they're scared to death of being bullied. But we all been bullied. I've been bullied my whole life. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. I have. Just so if that makes anybody feel better, I just let it roll off my shoulder. Ain't nothing but a thing. Oh, I'm about to start crying. No, seriously. But they have very low self-esteem. That was one. And two, that's why they like to bully people. They bully people to make sure, because they can't handle it. So, but they can dish it. They can dish it, but they can't. But they have low self-esteem, so they cannot love you. They bully people. They make sure they're going to bully people. They're going to make sure they bully people because they're scared that you're going to hit their soft spot, and they can't have that happen, so they have to make you scared of them. If you love yourself, you wouldn't bully anybody because you're confident for real in yourself. So you're not worried about nobody. Even if somebody does try to bully you for no reason, like these narcissists just go around bullying people, we don't do that because you know who you are. You're confident in yourself. Confident. But narcissists are not. I'm telling you, they hate themselves. No love at all. No love at all. So yeah, that's why they bully people. They don't love themselves. They don't take care of themselves. They don't think that they're good enough. They have a very, very, very negative mindset. So they don't even think that they're good enough to be taken care of. As in, I don't need to go to the doctor. I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't need to go to the dentist. My teeth ain't gonna fall out. I don't need. They don't take care of themselves. They just don't. Like with washing clothes, like I don't know how they would survive. They don't do nothing for themselves. They don't take care of themselves. And if they do go to the doctor or the dentist, it's their mommy or daddy or their spouse, or they have a caretaker. Because you got to remember, a narcissist personality disorder is a very serious mental illness, very serious. And they don't know how to take care of themselves. They don't. It's like they have to have somebody on call. If they have the money, they'll go out to eat every night. That's not okay. You can't go out to eat every night. That's hurting yourself. You need fruits. You need vegetables. If you don't, like, I notice when I don't eat my fruits or vegetables or drink my water, I can feel my body breaking down. They will never do that. They need somebody to tell them all the time, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go, and then they're just like, okay, I'm doing it, like a child, because they really are in their head a child, but they want to be grown, they want to be big and bad, but they're not. They're really not. They don't know how to do anything for themselves. They don't know how to take care of themselves. They don't know how to pay their own bills. They have everything in everybody else's name, and if it is in their name, somebody else has to write the check for them. Because they're just so lazy. They don't care. They put materialistic things above anything. That's really what goes through their mind. If somebody doesn't do it for them, they're not going to have it. Even if they did have money, that money not going to last long, because they don't know how to control they don't know how to control anything. They don't have any self-love. Like anything related to self-love. Like they're very insecure. So then that's number 3. That was number 3. They don't know how to take care of themselves because they have low self-esteem, and then they bully on people so that nobody can bully them. They don't know how to take care of themselves. So they don't know how to pay their bills. They don't know how to do anything. They down talk. They would never show any of this to the outside world. You got to remember, they would never show any of this to the outside world. And number 4. Oh my God, what was number 4? They down talk themselves. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna be able. They're not gonna accept me as a friend. They're not gonna accept me as a partner. They're not gonna accept me for this job. They're not gonna accept me for this application. So instead of even trying, they just don't try. Because narcissists don't like to be rejected. They don't like to be embarrassed. They don't like for their ego to get hurt. But onto the outside world, psh, I don't care. No, I'm serious. This is how they act. I don't care. Freaking loser. Freaking loser. Think there's somebody. They think that I got more than them anyway. What? This is how they talk. We ain't going around them people no more. Forget them. They just don't do it. That's why they have everything else in everybody else's name. They have everybody else do everything so that they don't have to deal with the rejection. Because they've been rejected their whole life. And we're going to get back to that. We all been bullied. We all been rejected. We all have had low self-esteem. But a narcissist, it's more than self-esteem. It's self-hatred. They self-destruct everything around them. Again, they cannot love anybody if they don't love themselves. They don't know how to love you. They don't know how to speak to you because they don't even know how to pep talk themselves. Like, today's going to be a good day. It doesn't matter if I make my quota. It's going to be a good day. So they don't do that to themselves. They're like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. On the inside, again, they will never show you this. They're like, I'm so stupid. God, nobody's going to help me. So I'm mad and I'm going to bully even more people to project my insecurities onto everybody else because I'm big and bad and I got money and money is all that matters. That's really how their mind works. I'm bigger than them. I'm badder than them. I got more than them. I got more money than them, which most of the time they don't. But that is how they will portray themselves to the world because they have fragile egos. They have very low self-esteem. And they have to, accommodate themselves for all this stuff that does not matter. And then they have a spouse, and then they don't even know how to love on their spouse because they don't love themselves. They don't know how to uplift themselves on the inside of their mind. They're always saying, God, I'm so stupid. I'm so ugly. I hate myself. Why this? Why? Instead of looking at the whys, they never turn nothing around. They're just scared everything's going to fail. And then they're like, what's the point of me even taking care of myself? I'm going to get somebody to do it for me. And then they'd feel so bad about themselves. They'd have no love for themselves. They're self-destructing. Every narcissist I have ever met, mind you, I was born into a narcissistic family. Substances is the number one thing. I don't care if you're smoking weed. Are you smoking weed all day, every day? That is addicting. You're hurting yourself. You're killing all your brain cells. They don't care, y'all. They don't care. They would rather sit there, feel sorry for themselves, bully people. Go away, leave me alone. I'm fine. I'm just sitting here. I want to say killing myself, but disintegrating, whatever. I want to sit here. I want everybody to leave me alone. I'm big and bad. No, I don't hate myself. I love myself, but they're always self-destructing. They're always hurting themselves. They can't even pep talk themselves up. They don't know how to do anything. And we all have had self-esteem problems, or like body image problems. We all have. They ruin everything that is good for them because they don't have love for themselves. And if you don't have love for yourself, you can't make anything work. They don't feel good enough to be loved. They don't. So I said we're going to go back as to why they have low self-esteem, why they don't know how to love themselves or anybody else. It's probably because, like, when I was growing up, we weren't allowed, or it wasn't we weren't allowed. In my family, we didn't speak about our emotions. Everybody laughed at each other's emotions. In my narcissist, not only did he get laughed at, he would get punished for showing emotions. Or, like, some families, I've seen this too, they'll get so spoiled that they're so entitled that it's their way or no way, but they're really insecure because they never worked for nothing. And when you never work for nothing, you don't appreciate anything. So they don't appreciate themselves. They expect everything just to be handed over. They was never taught self-love, self-motivation. They was never taught that if you don't work for it, it's not going to get to you, going to be given to you. But like on my end, nothing. We had nothing. We was lucky if we had dinner at night. We was lucky we even had a roof over our head. Sometimes we didn't have power. We didn't have water. We didn't have anything. We didn't have a car. Nothing. Nothing. I'm talking about my parents. But let me tell you something. If I woke up every day feeling sorry for myself, being scared, we're all scared. We're all scared. Like, before I went and got my grooming license, my real license to groom dogs and cats, I was terrified. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I even said I'm scared. I was like, no, I'm not ready. Just wait. But they pushed me into doing it, and I'm glad they did. I'm glad I had that experience. I'm glad, not just because it gave me money, it gave me confidence that I knew I did it. And yeah, I did it, and then it paid good, and I love animals, so I got to take care of them, play with them, groom them, and these are people's babies. Like, before I got this car, like 6 months ago, I swear to God, I told myself, I'm not good enough. They're gonna deny me. I'm not gonna get this car. I'm not. So I had thousands saved up in my hand just in case, but I was like, they're still gonna deny me, and I was scared. And then narcissists don't think like this. I was like, all right. I was like, if I don't get approved, it's okay. It's okay. Then God's just going to bless me with something bigger and better. I was like, but God, my car has 500,000 miles on there. The radiator cracked 2 days before. I couldn't even go down the road without my car overheating and turning off. The A-arm was broke. My AC didn't work. My window was broke. Like, everything under the hood was dry rotted. I was like, I need a car, God. I was like, I'm scared they're gonna deny me. I honestly felt like I wasn't good enough, like I wasn't gonna get it. And then when I got it, I was like, it didn't matter if I got this car or not, because I tried. I worked hard for the money. I put my best foot forward. Yeah. And then I used to have the worst self-image problems ever, because I never really had anything up here on my chest, and I used to be a string bean, and I was like, I'm so tall, and everybody used to call me, you're really like a string bean, really skinny, and yeah, you don't have anything. And I hated the way I looked. I hated my deep voice. I hated everything about myself. I hated my kneecaps showing, like nothing but kneecaps. And now I'm laughing because sometimes I wish I was that skinny again. I really do. Narcissists don't think about that. Like, when I tell you, I hated the way I looked. I hated my teeth. I hated my face. I hated my eyes. I hated my straight, stringy hair. I hated my white skin. And I remember I was so insecure. I was like in my shell. Like, I would not talk to nobody. That is how narcissists feel all day, every day. And they're scared that they're going to be picked on, so they got to pick on everybody else. They don't love themselves. They will never cry. They don't know how to express their emotions, so they self-destruct, and then they feel sorry for themselves, and they just sit there. They will never tell you, good job. They will never tell you good job, because they can't give that to themselves. If they can't give that to themselves, they cannot give it to you. Just remember that. You meet them where they are. If you meet anybody, narcissists or not, if you meet them and they don't have a job or a car and they're fighting with everybody, do not think you can save them, because I thought I could with my narcissist. And if anything, I was enabling him. And as the time went on, it got worse and worse and worse. From even where I met him, he was in a bad spot. And a lot other people I knew were like that. When I met them where they were, I accepted it. But now I learned to accept you. But if I know you're coming into my life and you're draining me mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, like, I cannot talk to you. I'm accept it. I'm going to forgive you if you ever done me wrong. But I have to let you go. Because I realize in life, once one door shuts, another door is going to open. If you hate yourself and you're so, I promise you, the mind is a powerful thing. If you hate yourself, nothing but negativity and hate is going to come towards you. And I remember when I was on substances years ago, I never thought I was going to get clean. I never thought I would see the day to be paying my own bills again, to be doing my own thing again. I never thought I would have a clear mind again. And I'm sure that's the thought that goes through anybody who's ever been on anything. but they are stuck in one mindset. I'm going to keep telling you this. There's no other way for a narcissist. They have no self-respect for themselves. They hate themselves because they never, I'm telling you, this is why they're narcissists. Something extremely traumatic happened. And when something extremely dramatic, whatever happens in your life, most people's minds shut down right then and there. And they stay that forever in their mind. That's why you see some people that are 50, 60, 70, and they go out every weekend like they're teenagers. They don't pay their bills, their lights are always cut off, or their water's always cut off, or they can't never pay their phone bill. You know why? It's because they're very immature. They have low self-esteem. They have no self-love. They would rather self-destruct themselves and then ask why nothing ever works out. And then they have a very negative mindset, always saying, feeling sorry for themselves. So I might as well go out and just harm myself, get some attention while I'm at it. But yeah, I'm never going to change no matter how much anybody loves me. It doesn't matter how much anybody loves me. I'm going to keep on doing this. Because good attention or bad attention, I'm a narcissist. I want you to give me that attention. And also, maybe you can give me some money here. Maybe you can buy me a car. I'm so serious. Y'all think I'm playing. They don't know how to take care of themselves. They're like a child. When I was in my relationship with my narcissist, I swear to God, I took care of my mother. I took care of my children. And nothing. All of them was nothing compared to my narcissist. Good Lord. It was just like a troublemaker. Like, and I would always say, why do you hate yourself? Why are you always self-destructing? And then don't ask them because they don't want to be asked. They're just going to bully you too. They're just going to bully you. They're never going to change. They have no self-respect for themselves, and they never will. That is the unfortunate fact of a narcissist. Unfortunate fact, and they will never change. It's not even a 1% chance. Not even a 1. Not even maybe a 0.5% chance that they will change. They're never going to change. Look at their whole life pattern. Their whole entire life pattern. They can't keep a spouse. And if they have kids, they don't take care of them. They just lay in the bed all day and let the kids run around. Y'all seen that too. They cannot love anybody because they don't love themselves, y'all. I thought all these things about myself one time, but then I turned my mindset around. And I give all praise to the Most High God, Lord Jesus Christ. I swear to God, I do. For the renewing of my mind. I'm so glad I'm not in that low, toxic, destructive, hating myself, low self-esteem. Like, 'cause I used to do all that stuff too. I did. Because that's all I knew of. Growing up, that's all I knew. So when people act like that, look at their parents. I'm telling you, look at their parents. I don't care how good they hide it. Narcissists don't love themselves, so they can't love anybody else. They need to cry. They need to let it out already. They need to say, yes, I did. They don't admit to anything. They don't admit to anything, and they don't communicate because they believe emotions are weak. They really believe emotions are weak, and that's very sad. That's why when anybody loves them, they treat them bad because they don't feel like they deserved to be loved. They really don't. They don't feel like they deserve to be loved. It's really sad. They would rather you yell at them. They would rather you put your hands on them. They would rather you hurt them. They would rather you destroy all their stuff than love them. Because all they know is toxicity because they're toxic themselves. So, the best thing I can tell you is always pick yourself. Pick yourself. If somebody can't do it with you, if they can't give you back the love you're giving them, if they can't communicate with you the way that you can communicate with them, if they're always bringing themselves down or to get your attention, and then when you try to, this is my narcissist, always hurting themselves, and then you try to come in and help them, and then they get mad at you for trying to help them, but you're giving them what they want, and then they get mad when you give them what they want. It's just like, choose yourself. Choose yourself. Because they want you to treat them like crap. That's why they treat you that way. And then when they know you're leaving, because you are their source, you are their supply, they're going to love bomb you again. They're going to act fine for 1, 2, 3, 4, lucky 6 months, and they're going to go right back. Because narcissists cannot hide who they are. Just remember that. They will never change. Don't be delusional like these narcissists. thinking that they're going to change when they're not. They're not. They're trying to put you in a delusion. They don't love themselves, and they cannot love you. They cannot give you what you want. They will never give you what you want. You can wait and wish and hope and pray your life away. You can blame God, but God gave you free will. He's showing you what these narcissists are doing to you, but you're choosing to stay there. Most of the time, if a narcissist will change, it would be when the best thing they ever had walked away from them. And if they don't change then, may God have mercy on their soul, is all I'm going to say. But that's why narcissists can't love you, because they don't love themselves, and they will never change. If anything, they get worse and worse down the line, and they get better at their manipulations. And anything you say to a narcissist, they can and they will hold it against you, and in the court of law. Y'all have a good night, and I hope somebody learned something from this. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all next time.